Was about to ask you the same thing.
Oh, the killer's still out there. More victims have turned up. All of them augs, all harvested. Just like Angela Gunn.
So it's the same person doing all this, and we still have no idea who that is.
I'm not sure where all this is going, but I've been looking at old case notes, and it's uncanny. Marek Svobotka, the old harvester, is supposed to be dead. Yet this killer seems to... little habits that were never made public. I even called the cemetery just to make sure Svobodka's still dead.
And?
He's dead.
That doesn't explain what you're doing here.
It's still my case, isn't it? And it's still open. I was hoping that maybe Daria suddenly remembered something. And what about you? You know very well that your Interpol ID doesn't mean shit tonight. Hell, I should be arresting you right now.
Daria called me. She said she was in trouble. She said he was here. Then she got cut off. Is she in there?
I wouldn't know. I knocked and no one answered. I've been worried about her. So she called you, huh?
You know she feels about cops.
Right. Look, you're not supposed to be outside tonight. I'll take a look around the building. You, see if you can find a way inside. Hopefully we're not too late. Just try not to get caught, eh?
I won't.
It feels weird working with a policeman. Okay. Well, at least Montag is pretty cool.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
Oh, we can just hack this. Oh, firewall.
Access granted.
Alright. Well. Bing bong. So, well, something. What? That's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood. Like, is that even blood? Holy crap. Alright, so we have to find some clues about Daria. There's a couple of clues that we can find here. One is the bear rug. There's a bear rug in Daria Miska's apartments. Okay. And she has a diary. Hello, Whispers. Hi, he's coming. Here he comes. Door not knocking, not knocking, not knocking. Please, no, not me. Not me. 698843. Not me. Who's there? Who's knows? Cipra knows. Cipra knows. Knows me not me. Heidi. Me, Heidi. Me, hide me. Okay. It's a cat collar here. A cat collar with the name Starlight on it. Huh. Let's hack her computer.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Access granted.
Alright, so Dr. Sipper, if you remember this guy, he had the little medical clinic in the other district, the Domini district, that was called, or whatever. Daria must see me right away. Listen to me. I know some part of you doesn't want this. Some part of you is scared and looking for a way out. Keep in mind that the surgery was very delicate. Your brain's still trying to process the implants and signals. All I ask is that you hear me out and understand if you have doubts about my intentions, but right now I'm your best and only chance. Taeyong has set me up at a pharmacy in the Domini district. I'm well equipped for what needs to be done. Please, come see me before you do anything else. Before anyone else gets hurt. Dr. Nicholas Cipra. Okay. So, optional. Travel to the Domini district. You're going to want to do that so you can figure out a way to help Daria. Well, let's investigate this now, shall we? So, by now you're probably piecing stuff together in your head, right? Like, Who is the killer? Well, you know. Oh, why does Daria have a magazine made by Angela Gunn? Let's check out Blood Daria Miska's apartment. Hypodermic needles. Is anyone else catching on? Neuropazine. Weird. Textbook. A textbook about managing psychological disorders, written by Dr. Nicholas Cipra. The same guy who's treating her. Or was treating her. I wonder. Accessory. Looks like it belonged to Daria Miska. What is this? Is that like a hairpin? Bloody number 698843 written in blood. Last but not least, the telescope. Remember this was closed because the windows were like this? But now it's open. And look where it's pointing to. It's pointing to our apartment on the 4th floor. I wonder why. Okay. So optional, we can follow the trail if we want to. I'll show you where it goes, but we're gonna head to the Davni district to talk to Dr. Cipra. And look at that, more blood. And more blood. And more blood. A piece of cloth torn cloth found close to where Daria was going missing. Anything else here? Guess not. Okay. So you want to head into here. That's where you want to go. But first, how about we head to the Davni district and see what's up, shall we? So we gotta go back to the train station. I'll meet you guys at the clinic. So give me a second. All right, guys, we made it to the Davni district. Now you want to just cloak through here because these guys do turn around sometimes. I think the door should be open. Oh no, it's closed. Okay. So talk to this guy.
We have no... What are you doing here? It's after curfew. It's dangerous.
Serial killers are dangerous. Curfews are just inconvenient.
I beg your pardon?
Daria Mishka. Ring a bell?
I'm sorry, but I'm not at liberty to divulge anyone's personal information.
I'm asking for your help. Daria's missing. She's gotten herself mixed up in these harvester killings.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I don't see what that has to do with me. Or with you, for that matter.
Before going after her, I want to make sure I have all the information I need. I read the email you sent her. You seemed very concerned. Something about a neural surgery you performed. Why was it so important for her to meet you here?
I used to know Daria. She was a patient of mine.
Your patient? You mean here at the drugstore?
No, of course not. Before that, when I used to work for Taiyong Medical, big tech corporation. You know it?
Enough to know I don't like where this is going.
I headed a project, the cutting edge of neural science and cellular memory replacement. We dealt with people suffering from severe social disorders. We were making people better by making them better people.
A company like Taiyong running experiments to make better people. What could possibly go wrong?
I'll tell you what went wrong. The incident happened. Your kind lost sympathy with the world, and my kind lost funding for their projects. The whole thing was shut down and it became very difficult to adequately follow up with patients.
Patients like Daria. What happened? What the hell did you do to her?
We were trying to help people. Imagine what it would mean if we succeeded. Anxiety, gone. Apathy, gone. Depression, gone.
Diversity gone, spontaneity gone, individuality gone. But you probably left that part out of your sales pitch.
Daria is responsible for what Daria does. The only reason Tai Young forced me to get involved is because so much is at stake for them. Big brand name to protect. I've met their lawyers, men whose briefcases are filled with broken teeth. You must understand.
I've been very patient so far. Too patient. That's about to change unless you start getting into details. What are you not telling me?
Look, I haven't had anything to do with this for years. Tai Young Medical contacted me and told me it was my responsibility because Daria was my patient. They implied that if Daria's story ever came to light, I would take all the blame.
So you're in this out of the goodness of your heart. What else?
My job was to address people's deficiencies by integrating donor personality packages. That meant we needed lots of confident volunteers to donate time to our project. As you can imagine, people weren't exactly lining up to have a scrape inside their heads. So Tai Young had to diversify.
Once again, not sure I like where this is going.
Tai Young Medical cut a deal with various penitentiaries. Prisoners who took part in our programs, they got granted little perks, bigger cells, running water. The prisons, they benefited from facility upgrades. It was a win-win.
You implanted the personality traits of prisoners into the mentally unstable? Smart. Let me take a wild guess. Daria's donor was Marek's Fabatka, better known as the Harvester.
Donor number 698843. All I saw, all I was given, was a series of test scores that showed a perfect match. Everything she was missing, he had. Nothing else mattered at the time.
Your pet project's been haunting the streets of Prague. She's been tearing people apart. Now I'm starting to think she wants to tear me apart. I'm sorry if all that inconveniences you, Doctor.
What is it you expect me to say? I followed procedures. The people who are really responsible for this, they're not the ones working in drugstores now.
Fine. So let's go after Tai Young.
Don't be naive.
You're really not helping your cause here. Give me something to work with. Tell me how to stop Daria.
All right. Look. We obviously want the same thing here. Daria has a neural chip installed just above the hairline. She won't let you get anywhere near it. So if you're serious about putting an end to this, you'll have to, you know.
What, kill her?
That would be my preference, yes. Or I suppose you could just incapacitate her, but then you run the risk of having her wake up. Not a risk I would take personally.
Incapacitating Daria won't be a problem. Then what?
Then you must remove the chip and bring it back to me. I'm the only one who can analyze the data and find out exactly what went wrong. To make sure this never happens again. Please, I promise to compensate you.
We'll see.
Alright, so we gotta incapacitate
It is
Daria
dangerous to be out in the street tonight.
and get her neural chip. Let's see what this is. Wait, what? Your requested password has been created owning the devil? What? Yeah, fuck your drugstore. I'm stealing all your shit. Okay. I think upstairs is where his computer is. If you haven't been here, actually. Yeah, let's hack this. I think this has more information on Daria, I believe.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Explorer bonus. Oh, there's a thing back here. Ebook. Alright, so I think here is where you get to owning the devil. Yeah. Owning... Oops. Oops. And 698843. We're so glad that you're a part of the Taiyang family again. If you want to remain part of the family, you will clean up your damn mess. Make no mistake, Dee's your responsibility. If anyone ever finds out what or why she is, you and you alone will be the one to pay for it. Find her. Yep. There you go. Alright, so I'm gonna head back to the apartment and we'll finish up this quest. Wait, what? Wait, I asked about the override. Wait, what?
We have no business. What do you want from me now?
I know there's a keyword that can shut down the chip. I read about it in your notes. Why would you try to keep that from me?
Because I knew you would overestimate what it could do. You're a fool if you think you can just walk up to a killer and say a magic word. It won't undo what she's become. The decision to act on Svobodka's memories, to repeat them, that was all Daria. Simply shutting down the chip at this point will not be sufficient.
That's for me to decide. What's the override phrase?
Ad hominem 2026. But I warn you, do not turn your back on her. And do not underestimate her responsibility in all of this. We all have terrible nightmares. We all have visions of sick and terrible things we could do. But we don't all act on them. You must be careful around her.
Okay, so we've got the override code. Let's go ahead and head back to the train station. So I'll see you guys there. I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, we made it back to Jensen's apartment. Barely. So let's go ahead and continue the last harvest. Want to head down here. And, oh god, it's laggy. You notice that this gate is open now. Cool, right? There's more blood here. Oh, it's a phone. Looks like Daria Miska's cell phone is probably what she used to call me. Yeah. So you do want to get the override passphrase if you want to do this without having to fight. What's her face? Daria. So once you're ready, make a save and head on in.
Oh, thank God. I knew you'd find me. We must hurry before he comes back.
Before who comes back? The man who killed Angela Gunn?
Yes. He knows you're after him. He wanted you to come.
So where is he?
He's everywhere. Can you not feel his presence? Are you not scared?
Why did he bring you here? What does he want?
He's using me to get to you. He thinks that by removing your augmentations, he can make you whole again. Quickly, come closer. Help me to get out, and then deal with him. Please, I beg you.
I need to know where he is first. How long ago did he leave here? Which way did he go?
You've got to be joking. We don't have time for all these questions. If he knows I spoke to you, he will kill me. Please, my ankle. Come closer. You must help me escape.
You can drop the act, Daria. I know what's going on here. I know there's no one else out there. I ran into an old friend of yours. The name Cipra mean anything to you?
You mean Dr. Cipra? Where did you dig him up?
He's worried about you.
He's worried about himself. He's worried about Taiyang Medical. They're willing to kill to cover things up, to preserve their precious image. Their reasons are savage compared to mine.
don't believe this is who you are. Something changed in you after Cipra's surgery. Made you do things you would never have done otherwise, for reasons that aren't your own. But it's not too late.
Don't be so naive. I am who I've always been. Cipra's surgery, all it did was give me access to another man's technique, his courage to follow through.
I can still help you. Ad hominem 2026.
What did you do? Is that how machines pray?
Listen to me. The neural chip that Dr. Cipra installed in you is in the process of shutting down. Try to focus. This version of you that's been hurting people, I don't believe that was really you.
Then you don't know me very well. Why? Why should this change anything? The procedure gave me access to memory banks that weren't my own. The choice to draw on those memories was mine alone. You can't take them from me.
The shutdown process may take some time. There may be lingering effects, but that doesn't mean it's too late to help you.
You really believe that, don't you? All right. Prove it. Approach me. Come closer. Save me from all those horrible things Dr. Cipra did. There's nothing to be scared of, right? Surely whatever trace of the harvester was inside me is gone now that you've said the magic words.
You obviously need more help than I can offer, but that doesn't mean it's not out there. Whatever power the neural chip had over you should be diminishing now. You should be able to fight whatever urges Svobodka's memories inspired in you.
I don't need help. You do. You need to be saved. All Augs need to be saved. Svobodka inspired me to... I can make you human again. I have to make you human again to atone for what I am.
Alright, so she's sadistic, defiant, and humane. Subject's personality traits are those of Marek Svobodka, the original harvester killer. Wherever part of the real Daria Miska that now remains has long lain dormant. She must be found. Let's see here. So I think we want to pick Omega, because the Omega alignment popped up.
This notion you got that augmented people need saving, that there's something less than human. Look, I didn't know her, but I guarantee you Angela Gunn was a human being. Her humanity was defined by her ideas, her passions, the causes she believed in. It had nothing to do with whether or not she was augmented.
Svobodka never saw them as individuals. To him, they were victims of an age that terrified him. Mirror images of the monster he had become. He believed the entire race was under attack, that mechanization would keep our souls from migrating.
How does that sound like to you when you say it? Migration of the soul, victims of an age? I'm not talking abstract concepts here. I'm talking about people. Svobodka never saw his victims as human beings because it would have made it impossible to do what he did. He was sick, he was scared. Whatever he was no savior.
You're right. The more he killed, the easier it became. That is why he had to repeat the actions, ritualize them. It was a way of justifying his beliefs. If you kill one man, the memory is like an anvil. If you kill 7, you quickly forget the first. It all starts to seem inevitable. Surely it must be obvious to you by now. The Daria you came here to save no longer exists. She hasn't for a long time. All that remains now is his drive, his legacy, his cause.
His cause, not yours. I don't know the extent to which you're responsible for your actions, whether you chose to be like him or whether it was completely out of your control. But you are different. If you can recognize that, then maybe you can start distinguishing his motives from your own.
Let's say that I can feel his presence receding. After all this time, maybe I can finally recover the person I was before Cypra's procedure. That doesn't undo what I've done. How can I possibly be allowed to walk out of here?
It's not for me to judge you. I want smarter people than me to look into this neural procedure you underwent. Dig into Cypra and Tai Young.
So you're offering me a fair trial?
I'm not offering anything. But if there's any hope of moving on here, not killing anyone else is a good start. Society has every right to judge you, and it also has a right to hear all about Cypra and Tai Young Medical. I'm not an expert on extenuating circumstances, but I'd say you have an interesting case.
You were right before, about the override process taking time. I can feel him receding. Memories of memories no longer crashing against me like they did. Let me prove it to you. Come closer. I want at least one person to know that I'm no longer what I was.
All right, Daria, we need to get you out of here for real now. This needs to end.
The version of me who did those things to Angela, I cannot even imagine it being me, even though I know it was. Whatever happens now, whatever the authorities decide, I hope you believe me.
What's going on here? What the hell am I interrupting?
Detective Montag,
Daria's got a story to tell you. How you react may have something to do with your thoughts on experimental neural therapies and big medical conglomerates.
I don't understand. Where is the harvester?
I want to turn myself in.
One of you really needs to start explaining.
I want to confess to the killings of Angela Gunn, Misha Voracek, Pavel Klima, and Leonie Wolf. I also need to tell you about the neural procedure I underwent. It involves Tai Young Medical and a man named Dr. Nicholas Cypra. I hope you'll listen.
You can handle this from here. Just listen carefully to what she has to say.
All right, Daria. I think you should start at the beginning.
Is everyone else?
Signed up for a program sponsored
Oh
by
my
Tai
god, there's
Young
fucking mines on the floor.
They said they could help people to become
Oh
better
my God.
versions of themselves.
Does anyone else see the look on Montag's face? He's like, what the hell is he talking?
Another lifetime.
I
Oh
suggest you
man.
remember
Alright, so the
everything
first time I actually did this, I actually fought her. And when you fight her, yet she pretty much triggers everything in the room, and it's like a whole trap
I'm not that person.
that you have to deal with. And if you wanted to, you can incapacitate her. You can just, I think you have to use EMP because she has a Titan Aug. Wait, she has a Titan Aug. I just realized something. Only people who were at Garm had Titan Augs. Wait. What? If you fight her, she turns on her Titan Aug, which is this, which lets you take damage better? Imagine she had something to do. Wait, I mean, Tai Young Medical did a procedure on her. What? I'm trying to put things together in my head. Because Jensen has Titan Aug and he was unconscious
Anomaly detected.
and being cared for.
Trace
If you remember.
initiated.
What the hell? Oh, I just
Access
put that together. Does that not make sense? Because if you're listening from Seraph, Jensen has new experimental augs, right? And he never had those before when he was in a coma. Like before he was in a coma in Deus Ex Human Revolution, he never really had that. And then he was apparently in Alaska when they found him. He was unconscious. And what's his face? Orlov was the one who worked on him. What? Why does she have a Titan Aug? Oh, everything's off. Okay. Yeah, so if you fight her, you have to come through here and turn off all this stuff. So let's get out of here. We are done. So we gotta travel to the Dobny district. Where are we going? Oh, we're going to the Diwali warehouse. Or the movie theater. Okay, It's pretty easy. Do I want Icarus Dash? Icarus Dash is... it's cool, but it's not stealthy. Which kind of sucks. Oh, I'm taking it anyways. Icarus Dash. If you get this one, you can actually charge up ledges, which is cool. So let's put this on X. Okay. And there you go. Last harvest complete. So I guess you don't have to fight her, which is crazy. Because on my first playthrough, I forgot to ask Cipra about the override for Daria. And I think we still have the chip on us. Is that right? Oh no, we never got the chip. Oh wait, let me talk to her again. Do I need the chip? I know you can get the chip from her. I hope they're still here. Is it me or does layout just change? Oh no, it's this way. I was like, did the layout change? Like, is this Inception or some shit? You can actually get the chip from her, I think. Let's see. Let's talk to her. See if we can get it from her.
Turning myself in is for the best. I know that now.
No, I can't talk to him. Okay. Well, anyways, if you do decide to knock her out, like if you get into a fight with her, you can get the chip and sell it to Dr. Cipra. Now, I think that's the worst ending you can possibly get because you never talked to Daria, so that means she never recovered from being Svobodka's kind of, you know, memory. And you sell the chip and you never know what happens to you never find out what happens to the chip because you gave it to Cipra. You know, he might use it later. Who knows? Anyways, we were all out of time here. I'm actually gonna dump this shotgun in my home. Probably get rid of the grenade launcher too. But I will see you guys later. I hope you guys are enjoying Deus Ex Mankind Divided. We are gonna head to the... is it the Davni district? Yeah, the Davni district. And see what the Diwali and Ark, well, I guess not Ark, but Marchenko, see what their relationship is. So I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying Deus Ex, and I'll see you guys soon.